Sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, why am I here? Like, why, as a citizen of heaven, do I have to suffer through a Thursday morning? I don't know about you guys, but I think Thursday mornings are the worst morning of the week. Like, it's just about Friday. Like, Friday is this close. Like, it's just about to be Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday, and I just hate Thursday mornings. So why, as a citizen of heaven, do I have to suffer through life on this earth? Okay, so once again, this is a new type of video, and I apologize if I'm confusing you, but bear with me. And this type of video is called Tough Questions, and we together are going to tackle some of the tough questions of our faith. So if you got some questions, drop them below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But yeah, we're going to work through some tough questions. So the question of today, what's the point of life? I mean, kind of a big question, but sometimes life sucks, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Sometimes life sucks. And I mean, we are told in the Bible that life will not always be great. Like, I mean, the founder of our faith was nailed to a plank of wood and killed slowly. Now, there's a story in the Gospel of John about a man that was born blind. John 9:1. As he went along, he, Jesus, saw a man blind from birth. Blind from birth. Talk about a life that sucks. Like, we can't even fathom that. Unless you are blind from birth. Yeah. But those of us who aren't blind from birth, we can't fathom how much life must suck being blind from birth. Now, as humans, we come up with a lot of reasons why life sucks. We like to try and come up with reasons. For a long time, there's been a philosophy that bad things happen because we did bad things. John 9:2 says his disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" So we see this philosophy in the disciples. If bad things only happen because you did something bad, then you still have motivation to live. Just don't screw up and you're gonna be okay, right? It's simple as that. Well, no, it's not as simple as that. Okay, so we've established that sometimes life sucks, and we've also walked through how humans over the years have tried to answer that question. But what's Jesus' answer to the question of why does life suck? What's the point of life? Well, let's keep reading the story and let's find out. John 9:3-5 says, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned," said Jesus, "but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I'm in the world, I am the light of the world." Jesus says that this blind man's life is the way it is to glorify God, that in his weakness, God's strength would be shown. But that may seem like old news to anyone who's spent time reading the Bible or sitting in church. Like, what motivation does that give us to live? Verse 4 says that as long as it is day, we must do God's work, for night is coming when we cannot do his work. This night talks about leaving the world. For Jesus, he knows he will be leaving soon, and this is evident in how he talks in this passage. And specifically, he's talking about those 3 days before he rises again. But our purpose while we are on this earth is to bring the light of the world, as it says in verse 5, in the way that Jesus did. Knowing his time from the Father was short, he made it his life's goal. It was his life's goal, him being Jesus and all. It was his life's goal to bring the light. Our purpose is to bring goodness to our fallen world. All that love, forgiveness, grace, mercy, and joy that is washed over you, we are called to share it. Neither this man nor his parents sinned. Evil is just part of the world that we live in, and we can't really explain it 100%. But the suffering we experience has a purpose as Christians. It glorifies God. You can read the book of Job for a in-depth kind of story about this. But everything we do as Christians is to spread the light in the midst of immense darkness. John 1:5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." But our time to do this will end. We are not on earth forever. You will be rewarded with love, forgiveness, grace, mercy, and joy when you make it your life's goal while you're still on this earth to share the light that God has given you with others, because it is the light that triumphs over everything, every bad thing. Even Thursday mornings, the light triumphs over it. As Matthew 4:16 says, "The people living in darkness have seen a great light." We as Christians have seen a great light. In my life, I know I've seen this light. I have no doubt that I've seen this light. But when I was preparing for this video, I felt convicted because I asked myself the question, is it my life's goal to share that light? And I wanted to say yes, obviously, but was that the truth? Because the truth is, I get distracted. I wander off the path. But ultimately, I want to align my life with the purpose I am given, my true purpose. Karen Watson was a missionary who gave her life overseas. She wrote a letter to her pastors, and this is part of it. "To obey was my objective. To suffer was expected. His glory was my reward. His glory is my reward." We've seen it, the light that shines in the darkness and the darkness that has not overcome it. There's still hope. Let's share that light and bring God's glory to this world while we still can. That is the point of life. Imagine you're walking down a hallway and a stranger is walking beside you, and suddenly all the lights go out. Okay, you have a flashlight, so you're using your flashlight, you're flashlighting around, but the person beside you, they don't have a flashlight and they're just stumbling along down this dark hallway that you're walking through. And then you remember that you have a flashlight in your pocket, an extra one. What reason would you have to not give that flashlight to the person walking beside you? You don't even have to give up your own light to give that extra flashlight to them. Then they can walk through the darkness and they won't be falling and tripping. Food for thought. Yeah. But that is all. That's kind of weird. I clapped, but then I'd been holding this flashlight for so long in my hand that it felt weird to clap. And for a moment, I was like, "Oh shoot, I dropped the flashlight," but I didn't actually, because the flashlight was imaginary. Anyways, that is all for this video. Hit that little subscribe button, drop a comment, like the video, all those YouTube things, and I will see you guys next week.